Today on Real Life and Real Estate, this is your lifeblood. Hi there, and welcome to Real Life and Real Estate. I'm Mark Peebles, here to help you live your best life and achieve ultimate success. And today we are talking about your lifeblood. Now, before I fully get into it, I just want to say that one of the lifebloods of real estate agents is a great home warranty. And boy, do I have a great home warranty. I actually personally have a home warranty on my home through Advantage Home Warranty. And Advantage Home Warranty is truly the best home warranty in the business. It's an Ohio company. They service Ohio and service the agents of Ohio, helping your clients. And they're just an amazing company. Like I said, I carry one of my own home. So when I tell you that they're my favorite home warranty, it's because I carry one on my home. I've had clients that have had phenomenal success with them. And the service is second to none. So Advantage Home Warranty, learn more at AdvantageHW.com. Now, when I'm talking about lifeblood, what do I mean? When I told Natalie and Sarah today, my producers who are in the room here, usually making fun of me off camera, but when we're talking about lifeblood, they were like, "What? What are you talking about? What is lifeblood?" Well, I want to talk about that today. I want to help you understand what your lifeblood as an agent is and what is going to help you ultimately thrive, not just survive, but thrive in the real estate business today. And so when we talk about the term lifeblood, this is the meaning. It is absolutely essential for your survival, success, or well-being. It's the vital force that keeps you going. So when we talk about essential, it's not just important, but it's critical. Without it, you can't function properly or at all. It is vital. It provides the necessary energy, resources, and support to sustain you. It is fundamental. It's a core component of your existence. It's deeply ingrained in your well-being. Like fundamentals. When we talk about fundamentals, I coach high school girls basketball, and it's amazing that even when you get to the high school level, and these girls have played, some of them since second and third grade, and they get to high school, if they can perform on the fundamentals, the basics of the game, even at the highest level, then they can be successful. They can thrive. And so what is the fundamental? What is essential? What is vital to you? What is your lifeblood as an agent? It is your list. You have to have a list that you are going to consistently and systematically market to. These are the people that you are building relationships with. I've often said this is a relationship business. This is not a business where you can jump in and hope that people come to you. And even if you have the best technology in the world driving business to you, if you can't build a relationship, then you're not going to be successful. But how do you build relationships? Well, it all starts with a list. Do you know that in this business, you have the best opportunity to do business with people that know, like, and trust you? And the people that know you is key. Who do you know? Who knows you that you can be building relationships with that can turn into business? So your list, first of all, is essential. Well, what's it essential for? Well, without it, you're not going to function properly in the business because it's essential for your lead generation. We all need leads to survive. Because I own a company, I meet with agents all the time, and they're always like, well, what kind of leads do you provide? Well, we have a whole lead system. We have a whole leads program that you can be a part of. But here's the deal. Your best leads that you are going to ever generate are going to come from your sphere of influence. They're going to come from the people that know, like, and trust you and want to do business with you, or believe that someone that they know, like, and trust should be doing business with you. Okay? And so you need those people to help you with lead generation. It's essential for your referrals, right? So they know, like, and trust you, and they want to refer people that they know, like, and trust to you. I think I just said that twice, right? So it's just that important, okay? But realistically, if you want to grow in this business, you need to get referrals. Your best chance for referrals is coming from your sphere of influence, your list. Essential for your market knowledge. Why would I say that? It's because when you have a list that you're accountable to, that you're building relationships with, those are the people that are consistently going to be asking you, hey, what's happening in the market? Or that you're going to be consistently communicating as an expert on what's going on in the market. So what does that do? It should motivate you. It should drive you to develop the market knowledge that you need to stay on top of what is going on in the real estate market so that you can educate your list, that you can educate your sphere of influence. It's also essential for your reputation. When you have a specific group of people that you are consistently building relationship with, that list, that group of people, you're going to be building a reputation with them. What kind of reputation are you building? The reputation I want to build is as a market expert. I also want to build a reputation as someone that genuinely cares about my clients. I care about my community, care about my counterparts in the industry. I want to be known as someone that cares. But at the same time, I know my business. That's where the market expertise comes in. And so it's this reputation that you're building. That all comes through your consistent, systematic relationship building, your marketing to your list. Now, it's also vital. Why is it vital to have a list that you're building relationships with? It's vital if you want to have any kind of consistent income. Look, back in 2008, I had been in the business 2 years. I didn't have a formal list, a big sphere of influence. I knew a lot of people, but I wasn't consistently and systematically building relationships and marketing to those people. And when the market crashed in 2008, I crashed with it, right? It was the most painful time of my life. I would love to share that whole story with you sometime. But here's the amazing thing. My dad, who had been in the business at that time, probably 35, 36 years, he just cruised right on through. He didn't have any problems. Business kept coming right into him. Why? Because he had been consistent building relationships with his list over the years. And so I'm telling you, it is vital for consistent income. You know, every year, December, January, February come around, and I have so many agents during this time of year that are freaking out because they don't have business coming in. Well, if you want to have business consistently coming in year-round, have a list. Be building relationships with your list. It's vital for your business growth. You want to grow, you want to get bigger. Not only do you have to have a list, but you have got to begin to build your list. You can't just be satisfied where you are. It's vital for your growth. Now, what I always say is there's three types of lists. You have a list of maybe around 100 people, right? I say every new agent getting into the business, the day you step in, the day you passed your test, which I got someone in the room with me today that is about to take their test. And what have I told them? Build your list. Get to 100 people. She's smiling at me right now because she knows that's my philosophy. You need to have 100 people that you can begin communicating with on day one. And that, my friend, is a start. Okay, so build your list. Now, 100 to about 250 people, that is the start of your business. Now, where growth comes, you get to that 250 to 500 range. That is a job. You've worked yourself into a good job. You're going to be making decent money at that. You can really kind of begin to build the foundation of a team. But you get that list from about 500 to 1,000, now you have a business. But if you want to grow, it's all about your list, and your list is vital to the business growth. It's vital for market adaptability. You want to be able to make changes in the market. You want to adapt to any challenging market, just like I talked about my dad back in 2008. Everything's crashing, and he was able to adapt to that market because he had a solid list, a solid sphere of influence that he was consistently communicating with, building relationships with. And because of that, he was able to adapt to a down market and still be successful. Your list is also, number 3, foundational, or I'm sorry, fundamental. I'll get my F words right. That did not sound right at all. It's not foundational. It's fundamental. Those are the F words. They're like slapping their heads behind the camera right now, but that's okay. That's okay. They're going to cut this out, they said. So it is fundamental. What's it fundamental to? It's fundamental to your brand. You want to grow your brand? Have a list. You want to have a brand that people recognize? You want to be recognized as an expert in the industry? Well, then have a list that you are consistently and systematically building relationships with. It is fundamental to your long-term success. If you want to have staying power in the real estate business, if you want to be able to go the distance, then look, start with your list today at 100 or 200 people. And honestly, I'm probably talking to some of you out there that have been in the business for 5 years or 10 years, and you're like, well, I still don't have a list. Well, get a list. Start somewhere. But if you want to have staying power in this business, when everyone else is going by the wayside, everyone else is falling out, your staying power, your long-term success really depends on your list. It's also fundamental to your sense of purpose. Who are the people that you're serving? You know, when you have a list, you've got a group of people that you're accountable to as their real estate professional. This is where not just the marketing aspect comes in, but being the one that they turn to and they trust for every real estate situation. I got a call today from someone that I go to church with. They're not on my list. They actually should be on my list. But they touch base with me today because they're in a real estate situation and they don't know where to go. So who do they call? They call Mark because they know that Mark is trustworthy, that Mark, he has this sense of purpose about his business for helping people, and he knew that I was the right one to turn to for help. And so your list will bring you a sense of purpose. It helps focus you in on the important people to be sowing into their lives. And that all happens through your list, and that list of your sphere of influence, those that you're building relationships with. So, have I told you how important it is to have a list? I hope that you're picking this up today because it is so fundamental to the business. It's essential if you want to survive. If you want not just to survive, you want to thrive in this business, you've got to have a list. It's vital. It's vital to keep you consistent in this business. It's vital to help you maintain a level of consistent income in this business. And it's also fundamental. It is the basics of everything. And so my challenge to you today, regardless of where you are, if you're at level 0, that means I don't have a list at all. So if you're starting at level 0, I'm going to challenge you, get to level 1. Okay, level up your business to level 1. Get 100 people. And if you've been in the business for a while, 5 years, I talk to people all the time, 5 and 10 years in the business, no joke, they don't have a list. So you should be able to get to that level 1, 100 to 250 people on your list, almost immediately, right? That should not be a terribly difficult thing to do. So get them on your list. If you're at that level 1, go to level 2. Get it up to 500. Start adding people consistently and daily to your list. Maybe you're already at that level. The next level up that you need to get to is that business level, that level where you're building something bigger than yourself. You have a sellable book of business that someday you can bring in another agent to run that business and you can actually make revenue off of it. So start building your list regardless of the level that you're at. And I'm going to close with this because I didn't talk about this earlier, but I know you're sitting there going, well, okay, build my list. Just put names on it. Is that all I need to do and then post on social media? No. We're going to get into all of those tactics over the next several weeks here. But once you have a list, a complete list is going to include names, phone numbers, email address, home address, and following on social media. Your goal is to build a list as complete as you possibly can where you have full names, husband and wife, you've got their phone numbers, you've got their email addresses, you've got their home address, and then you're following them on socials. So many people just rely on social media. We're going to talk about this more and more over the coming weeks. So many people are just relying on social media. You're missing out on getting your brand and your messaging in front of buyers and sellers so much more by not using other mediums as well. So, all of that to say today, I've beat the dead horse, but the lifeblood of your business is your list. If you want to figure out the lifeblood of a successful real estate agent, it is your list. It's essential. It is vital. It is fundamental. So go out today and build your list. And I'll see you next week.